first thing you need to do is you need to go to aplusstudents.com. You need to go to the website. Once you're on the website, you need to go to math. You need to select math as your subject. This is a grade 3 lesson, right? And the name of the topic is numbers and comparing. Okay, I'll give you the chapter number, I'll give you the lesson number. Hi, Chef. The chapter number 1 and lesson number 10. Hello. Chapter number 1 and lesson number for today, lesson number 10. And the name of the lesson is which number is greatest or least? Which number is greatest or least? So multiple numbers would be given to us. Hi Baruch. Hi Chef. Welcome to the class. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Okay. So in a given set of numbers, we would have to either find the maximum or the minimum number depending on the question. Okay. So the question given to us is, technical support line tracked how many calls it received each day. Okay, they're just tracking this down. I'll just resize this. Okay, if these were the number of calls they received, what we need to do is, on which day did the support line receive the fewest number of calls? In this case, what we have to do is we need to find the day on which they had the least. Okay, so let's look at the numbers. Okay. So a technical support line tracked how many calls is received each day. The grid shows us the days: Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And the other column shows us the number of calls. We have 488, 479, 478. The last one is 448, right? So when we have to find Baruch, if we have to find the least, so what is the least number out of these? When we are comparing numbers, we are looking at the thousands first, right? Then after 1,000, we look at if the tens are different, the smallest 10 would be 448, right? This is the smallest value. Therefore, on which day? Tuesday. Right? Tuesday answer. Okay. Yes, thank you, bro. But the question required which day, right? So if 448 is the least or the fewest, we go with the number of day, that is Tuesday. So we can write the statement as well. On Tuesday, they received the least number of calls, right? Okay. Sorry, just a moment, please. Let's look at the next question. Oh, the next is a simple question. It says, which number is larger or which number is greater? If we have these two simple numbers, they're asking us which number is greater for question number 2. Because in maths, we prefer using the term greater or lesser, right? So when we compare both the numbers, the ones are exactly the same, right? Because the ones has the value of 2. So we have to look at the position of tens. Which tens is greater? Yes, 52, right? That means 52 is greater. Can I write this as 52 is greater than 12, right? We can write this, right? 52 is greater than 12. I'll just change the handwriting. Greater than 12, right? But in mathematics, we prefer writing it with the symbols 52 and 12. We know that if we want to write, yes, if we want to write the sign, see, we have 3 signs. It could be greater than, it could be less than, sorry, it could have been greater than, it could be less than, or it could be equal, right? Out of these 3 signs, how do we know which sign is greater than? The open mouth, the open side of the sign will always face towards the larger number. This can be written as 52 is greater than 12, right? Thank you. Or the other statement, what we can say is 12 is less than 52, right? In these kinds of questions, what happens is some students can say 52 is greater than 12, right? Or they write 52 and they put the greater sign and they write 12. Or someone can also write that 12 is less than 52. Either of these would be correct answers, right? Okay, thank you. So the next question says, some friends compare the sizes of their sticker collections. Okay. Who has the biggest collection? Let's suppose we have the next question, question number 3. And question number 3 says, this is the given information. Just a moment, please. I'll resize this. Some friends are comparing their stickers collections, right? So who has the maximum number of stickers? Who has the most stickers? We need to find. This is our question number 3. Okay. So we start comparing the numbers. Semi, who has the most? Who has the most stickers? When we are comparing the numbers, they all have the same hundreds. If the numbers, they were all in 900s, so we cannot compare the hundreds, right? So we look at the tens. So which number has the highest tens? The highest tens could be 6, 3, 9, and 6, right? So we can see that Nanette had the highest, right? Because the number is 992. 992. The other numbers was 936, 963, and 968. So we can say Nanette has most stickers. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sami. Thank you, Legaboy. Thank you, Baroque. Okay. I try to acknowledge everyone, but sometimes while reading the responses, I might miss a few. So if I don't take your name, just remember that I would acknowledge later on when I read it. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's move it again to the next question. The next question says, a juice shop tracked how many smoothies it sold in the past 4 days. Okay. Just the numbers. Okay. Let's try to change the statement of the question. Okay. Let's try to find something else. It says on which day the shops sell most smoothies, right? Let's make this as the first part of the question, part A. And I'll make another part in the question. This is question number 4. So which day did they sell? It's okay. It's okay. Semi. Next. Okay. On which day did the shop sell the most smoothies? When we compare the numbers, the 100 positions are same. And these two numbers are very close to each other, right? It could be Friday or it could be Saturday. So 484 and 486. Yes, Baroque. Yes, like a boy. That Saturday is the day they sold the maximum number of smoothies. Okay. So we can say on Saturday, the shop sold most smoothies. Okay. Okay. Can we add another addition and subtraction to it? Let's try adding something. So for the next question, if I would say, what is the greatest difference between the smoothies sold on any 2 days? Okay, what they want us to find is, okay, thank you. Okay, mind your language, mind your words, otherwise I will have to mute you, right? From We're just here to study. It's not a competition. I'm acknowledging everyone. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay. So the question says, we know that this was the highest value, right? Highest number of sales. What we need to find is what is the greatest difference between the smoothies sold on any 2 days. That means, okay. So we need to find the difference between the maximum sales and the minimum sales, right? So can we say that what is the minimum sale over here? Can I say that the minimum sale would be, this is the lowest, right? So can we say Thursday was the lowest sale? And if we need to find the difference between these numbers, I'm just adding a new concept to it, right? So what we can say is the difference would be 486 minus 441. That would be the difference. So whenever we need to find the difference, we subtract, right? And we know that 486 minus 441. 6 minus 1 is 5. 8 minus 4 is 4. That means the difference between the number of sales is 45, right? We just try to find an additional question out of these, okay? Usually it would not be given in numbers in comparing. In the comparing, you would be given which one is the greatest or which one is the lowest, okay? Highest, lowest, greatest, smallest, right? But what we try to do was we try to introduce what else can they ask, okay? Okay. Let's have a look at the next question. Kelly wrote, okay. Kelly wrote a few pages over the past few days. She's reading a book. And let's see how many pages did she read. Okay. So if she is reading in the past 4 days, okay, they're asking us on which day did Kelly read the most number of pages? If the information given is like this is our question number 5. She read 216. Semi and Baroque. So which day did she read the maximum number of pages? See, when we look at the numbers, they all are beginning with 2. That means the hundreds values is 2. So we are looking at the tens place. This was 1, this was 2, this was 6, this was 6, right? That means the last two options, no, most, no, yes, Monday. Monday is perfectly correct because we cannot have any other day. Why? Monday is correct because, see, this was, I'll write the numbers again, 216, 222, 269, and 261. The hundreds position was same for all three values, right? So we had to look between the tens position. So we know that 216, 10, that's smaller, right? 222 small, but 260 something would be bigger than 222, right? So now what we need to look at, if these two are same, we look at between these two last digits. That means Monday had the maximum number. Agreed? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Pirok. Okay. So we say, on which day did Kelly read most pages? Kelly read most number of pages on a Monday. Okay. We can write Monday or we can, okay. Okay. For the next question, let's have a look at the next question. If we are given, let's suppose if we are given two numbers, we need to find which numbers is the smaller number. Okay, just a comparison. For the next now question, it says which number is smaller, Is 124 smaller or 214 smaller? Semi, Rebecca, Firoz, what is the answer for this? Which number is smaller? So when we have the numbers, we can see over here that their hundreds position is different, right? This was hundreds and this was hundreds, right? So the smaller value in the hundreds would mean it is a smaller. No, Rebecca, I'm asking the question. The question says, which number is smaller? If we have the two, yes, you're typing mistake, Rebecca. Yes, Liga boy, it's perfectly correct. Semi, you also you did a typing error. See, the two numbers are 124 and 214, right? We need to find, yes, I understand it was just a typing error, right? So we can say 214 is greater. If we show it by the symbol, the open end, the open mouth comes towards the bigger value, right? So we can also say that 214 is greater than 124, right? Do we agree? Okay, thank you. Let's have a look at the next question. Okay, so for the next question, they're giving us 3 digits. Between the three numbers, we have to find which number is the smallest number. Okay, let's say this is question number 7. And they're telling us which number is the smallest between these 3 numbers. We're still talking about the smallest number. Okay, we still want to find number is smallest or the least. So when we have these numbers, we say that the 100 position, I'll write H for the 100. The 100 position for all these numbers is exactly the same, right? So the 100 position is same. So we cannot compare the 100, right? But now let's look at the tens. This was tens, this was tens, and this was 10. Which value for tens is greater? When we compare the tens, yes, thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Berox, thank you, Stephen. Okay, so we can say that 662 would be greatest, right? Stephen, 662 is greatest. Why? See, because this is the biggest number, so this is the largest number. So we cannot take this, right? 60 is, so in this case, when the tens was same, because we are looking at the smallest number, right? When the tens was same, let's look at the ones. So this ones was 9 and this ones was 6. So obviously if this is the 662 was the largest, then this has to be smallest, right? Because 600 and, okay, Stephen, because 6, okay, I'll write down the numbers again. The numbers were 629, 662, and 626, right? So we could say this was 20 something, 29, the tens part, right? This was 60. That means this is 20. This is the largest number. But we don't need the largest, right? We need to find the smallest number. So now what we had was these two possibilities for ones. We compared the 9, the first number, and the last number. Which number is greater? Obviously 9 is greater. Then this has to be the least number, right? Or the smallest number. So we can say that 626 is the smallest number. Do we agree? It's okay. Typing errors, sometimes understanding it. It's okay. Very good if you understand. Okay. Thank you, Baruch. Thank you, Stephen. Okay. Let's move ahead. The next question says, a school district is comparing how many students attend each elementary school, right? So the number of students in different elementary schools are given to us. Yes, thank you, Semi. So a school district is trying to list how many students are attending school in each district or each district school. So these are the numbers of students we have. Which school has the most number of students? We have question number 8. The numbers given was 556, 526, 525, 562. Yes, thank you. How did we see that? We look at the tens position. We look for the tens numbers, which is the greatest. And we know that 562 is the greatest number for tens. Okay. East Side Elementary. So we say, thank you. East Side Elementary has the most number of students, right? Thank you. Moving ahead to the next. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. And I already said thank you to the other students, right? Liga Boy and everyone, right? So let's move on. If we have the two numbers, which number is larger? We need to find the greater number if the two given numbers are 202 and 205, right? If these are the two given numbers, we need to find the greater number. So what we can do is we can compare the hundreds. They both have a hundreds as 2. So we cannot identify based on 100, right? Then we look at the tens. They both have a 0 on tens. So the difference would be made by ones. So 2 is smaller than 5, right? Yeah. Right? 2 is smaller than 5. Therefore, we can say 205 is larger than 202, right? Or we can write in mathematical statement 202 is smaller than 205, right? Either of these statements would be correct. Okay. Okay. Thank you. For the next question, we need to find which number is the larger number between the two given numbers. And the numbers given are, I would want you people to help me out with this. Which number is the larger number in question number 10? If this is our question number 10, which number should be the larger? Sorry. Baruch, which number should be the larger number? Okay, wonderful, Stephen. Thank you. How did we find? If we had to find the larger number, we look at the hundreds, right? And since the position of hundreds, they both are different. Yes, thank you, Baruch. Thank you, Stephen. So we can say 925 is larger. This is words that we are using, right? We can also write it in the statement for mathematics. We can say 925 is greater than 295, right? If either of these answers are given, we can always, okay, either of the statements can be given as the answer. Thank you. Moving ahead to the next question, they're asking about which number is the smallest number, okay? Okay, I'll change something in the question. Which number is the smallest? I'll change this. Okay, I'll give you two orders. We have two orders of numbers. We have ascending. Okay, let's do something else. Ascending and descending. Ascend means to rise. Okay, so ascending order means from smaller number we go towards the larger number. Okay, we are ascending. For descending, it means we're going down. We're going from the larger number and we go towards the smaller number, right? So if we have this information that what is ascending and what is descending, right? I'll make some edit changes to the question number 11, and I'll say write the numbers numbers in, let's say we need to write the numbers in ascending order. Okay, sorry. In ascending. See, we were already trying to find, yes, we know. We were already trying to find which number is greater, right? Or which number is the smaller, right? We were trying to find the two extreme ends of this question. So now what we need to do is, if we have the two extreme ends, which number is greater and which number is smaller, right? So if we compare the hundreds, this was 4, hundreds was 5, and this hundreds was 4. That automatically tells us that this number is the highest. Agreed? What about the next number? Stephen? Oh, very nice. Thank you, Lega boy. Thank you so much. So we already have the highest number. I'll explain it to you, okay? Then we look at the tens. This was 0. This tens was 0. So we cannot compare the tens, right? So if we cannot compare the tens, we will compare the ones. This one was 6 and this one was 5. So can we say this is the smallest, right? And when we need to give the answers in ascending order, we know that ascend means going from the smaller value to the larger value. Thank you, Lego boy. That means we write the smallest number. Agreed. And we know the largest number. Then 406, this number, 406 should be the middle value, right? Okay. Yes. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Semi. Yeah, this is perfectly correct. Rather than finding one number, right? In question number 10, we can see they're just asking us to find which is the larger number. This question number 11 was originally which is the smallest number. We just had to give the smallest number, right? But sometimes by changing one word in the question, you can be asked to do multiple things. You can be asked to do more things in the question, okay? So if the word changes to write the numbers in ascending or descending order, we have to look at all the possible. Yes, Lego boy, thank you so much. I already saw your answer, right? Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Gina kept a log of how many pages she read each month. Okay. Let's do one question over here, then let's try to go to the test. Okay. Let's do the similar over here. This was question number 12. Okay. Let's do something over here. Let's say ascend the months if they're asking us to find the number of pages read in ascending order by their months. Okay. So when we have these numbers given to us, no, Lego boy, focus over here. Now what we are doing is we are looking at the number of pages read. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Lego boy. Focus over here. Okay. By the months given. See, if we were saying, I'm so sorry, by their months. Okay. So what we need to do is first we need to find the numbers by the 428, 482 and 484, right? So can we say we can look at the hundreds? No difference for the hundreds, right? Because they all are 400s. Then we look at the tens, 4, 2, 8 and 8. That means this should be the least because it has a 2. Agreed? What should be the maximum? 448, 480, 482 and 484. That means this should be the max. So can I say if I arrange the numbers at 484 was the largest, 482 was the next, then and the least number was 428. So we are only missing one number, that is, sorry, the only number that was missing was 448. Agreed? But we need to give the answers representing by the months, right? By their months. Which month was the maximum? March. Can I say March was? So she read the maximum number of pages in March. Then she read on the second number, it was February, right? And then it was December. And the least number of pages she read was in January, right? So we need to see whether they're asking us the values or they can ask us the answer through the other variable. That was the number of months over here. Okay, your answer is perfectly correct, Tiger boy. But find the number of pages read in ascending order by their months. The question said you need to give the number, the months which are from the least. So sorry, did I write in ascending or descending? I wrote in descending, right? This is descending order. Sorry, my mistake. I did not look at descending, right? So the ascending would be 428. That was the least, January, right? Then we had the second, that would be December. Sorry, I did not see this. December. Then we had February. And the highest would be March. And this is our final answer, right? Thank you. Thank you for highlighting that. That we would follow whatever the requirement is, right? So the requirement was ascending order, so we give the answer in ascending order, okay? Okay, let's try some questions from the test. It's kind of easy topic. We just need to find the greatest or the smallest, right? Let me just go back. 110, grade 3, numbers comparing, and 110. Okay, let's begin with the test over here. Let's see what we can do. So if this would be the test, some questions. Okay, simple questions. Which number is greater or which number is larger? If these two options are given to us, which option should be the answer? For this given question, they are telling us we have these two options, right? Obviously, because there are two numbers only. So which is the larger number? For question number 1, which number is a greater number? It's okay, Rebecca. We can always revise, right? Which is the larger number out of these two? Thank you. May, can you give me which number is larger between these two given numbers? Question number 1. We know that if we need to find the larger number, we come. Yes, thank you, Lego boy. 998, because when we compare the hundreds only, we know that 9 is greater, right? We are looking at the larger number. Thank you. What about the smaller number? If they both have hundreds, that was 5, right? We cannot compare the hundreds. Thank you, Lego boy. So we compare the tens, and one of the values for tens was 9, and one of the values for tens was 8, and we were looking at the smaller. So obviously, yes, thank you, 580 is the smaller number. Okay, thank you so much. Let's try the next. So the next question says, which number is larger? And we are given two digits numbers. Let's see. Sorry. If these two are the two-digit numbers that are given to us, we just need to find which number is the larger number between 52 and 12. This will be our question number 3. So, which number is greater? Yes, thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Ligabor. 52 is greater. How did we find that? We look at the hundreds, right? One of the hundreds was 5, one of the hundred was 1, and we are looking at 1. Thank you so much for your answer. Okay. Okay. I'll end the lesson here. Thank you so much for being there. Have a nice day. Take care.